Hello, hello. Oh, that's a little loud. Turn that down a bit. Yeah. How's everyone doing tonight? I forgot to change the stream title. Hooray. Yeah, there we go. Stream updated. Things set. Gloves go being put on. There we go. Alright. I've been staring at this one too long. I feel like I'm getting stuck on like what I would need to do for it. I remember the one thing I wanted to do was edit this by bringing down the waist and the legs. And I wanted to bring it down and to the right a bit, I think it was. Yeah. Her waist was too long. Or like her torso, her waist wasn't long enough, I should say. So I wanted it to be something like something like this would probably work better. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. But I think it needs to be a bit more to the right then. Or not so much more to the right, but this needs to be more out. So it needs to have more curve now that it's brought down a bit more. So we can make her butt a bit bigger. Like something like that, I think. We'll compare the two afterwards. I think I might have made it a little too much. Or maybe that's actually enough. I'm not sure. I'm not sold on it. Maybe something like this. Let's hide the backpack for a bit while we try to figure out this back jacket. Not quite happy with that, so let's just redo it. So it needs to kind of go outwards like this a little bit. And then this one needs to come down. It's only a little bit longer than this, so it should only come up to about here. So it's something like that, but then this kind of comes down to look more like this. maybe a little more. I'm not sure how the jacket's meant to look. I think this needs to be lower, a little bit longer, like this. Because of the perspective, so it should like kind of, instead of going out like that, it should go like I think this should like kind of go out and loop around. Because it's like from below. So kind of like down a bit, then up and loops are back this way. And then it goes kind of like maybe something like that. And then it has like big energy like that. Okay, this needs to be lower so we can rotate the whole thing. Then this can something like that, I guess. Not really happy with how this part looks. Maybe it goes a little more like maybe down more before it goes out. Which then results in this being a little bit more jagged like this. Something like that. It doesn't feel big enough here. Like, it doesn't feel like there's enough volume here. Like, maybe it will just kind of go out like this. And then maybe the yeah, I don't know where the bolts would be. I guess something like that is a little bit more nicer. Not really. Ah man, this flapping jacket's gonna be like the end of me. It's not very big that she's wearing one, and then this part here kind of limits the whole thing. It should be more like this, I guess. Yeah. I feel like having her torso longer like that worked out better. But I feel like this is too much now. Let's compare the two. Let's also hide the sketch. We'll hide the jacket as well. Yeah, that feels longer and better now. This leg is really high, like in terms of the angle here. The head makes it a little bit tricky to see the rest. So if I find the image, yeah, it's a little bit more tilted forward, which is one of the things that's throwing me off about it, but that's okay. Like, I guess, what would it look like if I tilted it a tiny bit more forward? So it'd be the same thing, but it would tilt a little bit more in this direction. Let's remove this part. Control T. Try again. Tilt it a little bit and bring it forward a bit more. I feel like it needs to go down if I bring it there. So go like this. Let's copy all that and undo everything. And then let's paste this. There's another sketch to play around with. I got a bunch of different versions of how I did. I feel like this area here is either too small. Maybe it needs to be out a bit more, brought this way. It gets too front on. I think that's what's screwing me over here. Okay. Let's undo all this that I just did. Let's try something else. Instead of changing that, what if I made this a little bit more to the left? Because it's meant to be like right about here. So if this is her neck, what if it kind of like erase this area? We'll get the green sketch up again. Kind of continues here, then down. Maybe a little bit wider because she's not super flat. Like this? I'm not sure. Okay, let's get back to this page, have a look at her. In the front on this YouTube. So if that's the case, this can have more room to go like this. Then go into like underneath her arm like so. Then it has more room to kind of come in from up here. Come up this arm. Okay, maybe not like that. So it should be a little more down here. Okay, then as it turns, oh, it just stops here. Yeah, it just stops like right about here. it should look more like this. Of this kind of coming along a little bit more, giving more room for the arm. Then this should look a little bit more like okay. Something like this. Does that mean the jacket has a little bit more room back here? Because it's not really limited to this. I don't know. Maybe. I still want to tilt it down, but not as much as that. Maybe something like this. We need better pictures of our shoes at some point. Okay, let's hide this one again. So this one doesn't go here. It should go all the way to like right about here. Hmm. I think having part of this cover up here. Something like that will work better. It goes kind of up, covering a bit of the neck, and yeah, something like that will look nicer. Hmm. Sorry that I'm not talking as much. I'm trying to figure this out, and it's because it's gotten me stuck for so long. This like waist torso area. I feel like I'm getting close to figuring it out, but I'm not quite there. Seems a little bit nicer. Yeah, maybe curve this a bit more, so it's not so straight. should come down from like that, I guess. Doing its autosave. Which means I'll finish this couple lines and I'll do my manual save. Okay, let's hide everything else. Hide perspective lines, hide the sketch lines, hide the layer lines. I don't remember what that layer is from. Let's compare the two. So hiding the sheaf copy as well for now. We're just looking at the body. Okay, so I feel like the proportions are a bit better for this one, but it feels like it loses a bit of the feel. I definitely like this one a bit more, the second one a bit more. Thinking, how do I make it look more front on? You then have your backpack, which doesn't get seen like at all. A little bit there, here and there, a little bit here, but not much, which is fine. You have your sword, not that one, the sheath. Which looks nice that way, but maybe let's copy and paste that one. With this, it gets a little bit. It's like when you compare it to the previous sketch, how far down was it? It was further down. So let's bring back to perspective the golden circle. So if I want to keep that, we want to bring it down. Okay, 。 So does that give a nice curve though? Because they kind of, if I draw a much more direct line from these parts, the curve feels a little bit more scuffed. I mean, that's still not bad. Maybe this leg can be changed a bit. Because like it kind of kicks like that. But I think it can kick further up. Like instead of being like parallel to that. Yeah, let's change its angle a little bit. Cause it's like too side on for this. I think it needs to be like a bit more like this. Then let's try, how would I perspective this? Perspective. I'd have to just redraw part of it. So instead of it going straight like this, maybe it curves this way. So you can see the bottom, kind of like it shows in the picture that I'm looking at. So it curves and you see the bottom, then the rest of it needs to curve the other way. So this one wants to curve this way a little bit. Okay, so then these lines need to change a little bit, so it goes up, then across like this instead. These lines kind of stay the same mostly, I think. Nah, that doesn't look right. We'll leave it like that for now. We'll figure it out, but I wanted to kick it up a little bit higher at least. Okay. Now what? Compared to before. I don't know if I like it pointed more or up more. Pointed gives the feel of the curve a little bit better, I think. So we'll keep it pointed. Her other hand wouldn't be visible, I don't think. Yeah. Like, it doesn't feel like... So this needs to curve a little bit differently, I think. Because it's coming off the top of this leg. So it needs to kind of like properly come off the leg. Then drape down. There's not a lot of room to make it work. So maybe if we make it go higher up the leg. We got that. Let's make a copy of the backpack as well to be shown off. So the backpack's a lot easier because it's just literally this part here. It gets covered up by the cloak for the majority of it, and then the arm for the rest of it. I wonder if I should make the head a little bit further out this way. Like if I grab the head itself. Just carefully get rid of as much of this as we can. Feels good, man. Hey, Amiva! How you doing? We're just wrapping off some of the stream by trying to figure out some sketching. Oh. I don't know if I like the head over there, if I'm being honest. Feels a little bit out of place, moving it too much to the left like that. Like, let's compare. Compare to what it was before. No, it kind of needs to be out a bit more. Like, alright, time to do another cheaty thing. Where just copy the whole thing. Undo it all. Oh, actually, let's... we need to copy the whole thing after merging it. Control C. Then undo it all. Then hide it, then paste it. There you go. Haha. Now I got 2 versions of it saved. But yeah, while we're streaming, what you get up to tonight? I gotta do this I've completely forgotten about shoutouts. It's been so long since I've streamed. So I kinda gotta do it in a sort of roundabout way. Or I gotta manually type the shoutouts out. You check out page here. They do cool games. It's almost every night. There you go. One of these days I'll set it up. Dawn of War 2 Chaos Expansion, Dreadnoughts are tough. Yeah, man, I remember playing through the Dawn of War series, but doing it all wrong with one of my friends. Basically, the 2 of us were playing for this Dawn of War 2 co-op. And we both controlled 2 units each. And then we just run around the map in opposite directions, just making it as hard as possible. Or specifically, my friend was making it as hard as possible for me. So it was stupid, and we died a bunch. And so we'd have to, like, because we were going different ways of the map, it might end up being like one of us going all the way down the bottom left and the other one going up the top right. Then one of us will die. And so the one at the opposite side of the map has to backtrack all the way back down just to revive him, and then backtrack all the way back up just to go and continue at their half of the map. It was very stupid and very long, but it was silly and fun. It meant that I actually finished the campaign, compared to before, which I wasn't really doing much of. Okay, this doesn't go here like this. Maybe more like this? Yeah, that looks a lot better. Then it kind of like... But yeah, I've had to change this quite a few times because I'm doing such a weird perspective. So give me a second to load up the rest of it. So I feel like it's still a little off, but it's better than what it was before. So let me hide this little composition line that I've been using. We want to get the main building in the background, or the background sketch. And is it this one? No, not that one anymore. No, that might have just been it, just that background. But this is what I'm trying to do. I might make her smaller now because I've made her a little bit longer in order to fit more of her waist and make everything fit a little bit nicer. But as a result, it has made everything a little bit different in terms of length and whatnot. So I feel like her waist needs to go bigger from here rather than from there, yeah. How's it look? If you guys have any feedback or tips on this, I'd be more than happy to listen, because I do be a tiny bit stuck on some parts of it. Because it's looking nice. Like overall, I might need to make it smaller. So if I grab all you, let's simplify by putting it all into a new folder. Current sketch. So that way I can make it all smaller. Just a tad. Do I want to make it smaller though? Is the question? Because smaller fits a bit better. Like if I bring up the perspective, the golden ratio again. Because that's what I was using for reference. Because it draws the eye here. So if I were to then change it up so it's a little smaller and bring it down a bit more, so that the ratio kind of falls around her head here. So the idea is that because all the lines will also kind of lead towards it, like her leg kind of leads back towards her body, this leads towards her body, arm leads to body, foot kind of goes up and down to, and all that. And then a lot of these lines kind of lead this direction, which will lead towards her. So having her smaller here gives the sight. I think it's important to have her smaller actually, because having her big like I did before means that you don't get really that perspective of height, right? Because she's just there. So having her a little bit smaller and down a bit more like this, it doesn't make all the ratios perfect. Like her leg is no longer like perfectly aligned here. Maybe I could move that leg. I'm not sure if his leg feels short or not, considering where her like body would be. Like if we have a look like where's my green one? This one. Here. Her body would be there. Or her other side of her butt would be around here-ish. So I wonder if I should like extend this leg a little bit more. Like, let's see. Because if I do, it kind of like adds to the area a bit more. But it would also make her legs a lot longer. Because if we imagine, let's go with a greenish color. Create a new one. So if this is her body, so that's her like the front of her chest. She'd have like her leg here. Her crotch would be somewhere around here. And then this would be like her buttocks around here. And then she'd have like her other buttocks somewhere around here, I guess. That's not quite right. So I guess it'd be a little bit more like, it'd go here, then down here. But this is where her crotch would more likely be, I think. So maybe her body needs to be twisted a bit more. But let's have a look at this length. Because if we compare the length of this leg to the length of this other leg is closer to the camera, so it's meant to be a little bit longer, especially when it comes down. But overall, it feels too short, right? So maybe if I make the leg a little bit longer, just by a tad. And then we can turn, what we can do is we can make the leg a little longer. Then we can rotate this a bit more, I think. Bring it down a little bit. And a little bit longer that way. Keep. Okay, let's do that. Remove the green. maybe this angle's a little too high, so maybe make this a little bit lower. So it's closer to like this part of the body. Does anyone know anatomy? Somebody help. Hey, since I don't stream in the mornings, the artists I used to stream and talk to in the mornings, I don't get this chat too much anymore. So it's kind of like I gotta find new people to like get to help me like talk about these things and get like some feedback. Okay, we're gonna do the thing. Copy, undo it all. Okay, cool. I'm pretty sure that was it, right? I didn't do anything. Oh. Okay, we're gonna delete this layer and then paste it and compare. So from one side you have this, which is a little bit nice. This other leg feels a little short. Is it a little too long there? I feel like there's too much either way. Okay, what if I took this then and just literally pushed it out like originally planned and just brought it out a little bit? So we want to extend the other leg. We'll just literally bring this out just a smidge. The music got a lot louder all of a sudden. Okay, let's see. How does that look? Oh, did I not? Alright. Undo that. I thought I made a new layer. Alright. Sue zoomed out. Okay. What do you guys think? So that's leg shorter, leg a tad bit longer. I feel like I'm liking a tad bit longer more. Let's compare it to the shorter to the really long legs. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of how long I made these legs, so I don't think I like that. Or maybe it's just the angle of the bend there. So let's compare it. Long looks good too. Yeah, I think it's the angle. Because this one's only a tad bit shorter than the other one. But because I make it go down a bit more, it makes the shape weird. Yeah, I think this slightly longer legs will do. Okay, I think the only other details I need to give her are the details on her arm, because she's got this like really cool looking like thingy-mabobby. I don't know what you would call it. But it looks something like that. It's a big thing. But I don't know how I'm gonna draw this. I need a different perspective of it. I need to draw her other hand, which was originally planned to be holding her sword here, going backwards, but because I drew the sheath and put it there, I don't feel like I need it there anymore. And I'm also wondering if that sheath position is good. Because that would put it at like just below the butt, which is where it is on the actual thing. But I'm wondering if I should go a little bit higher or not. Because if I make it a little bit higher, that's where it would sit. And then if I did the opposite and made it a little bit lower, that's where it would sit. I don't like it lower. If I were to move it, I would move it higher. or a little bit more across. Yeah, so that's higher and a tiny bit more across. These are now like getting into really minute adjustments that I probably shouldn't be focusing on since I'm still trying to like this is still only like the very much sketchy phase. I'm spending too much time on details here, which is like kind of the problem I have when I was doing all my observational sketches. I'd spend too much time trying to like get it right. I think I like it a little bit higher. It might not be super correct in that, like, in terms of like the game itself, because it's meant to be a little bit lower. But whatever. The angle from below would causes it to look a little higher, I guess. That's gonna be my excuse, at least. The perspective of the sheath also looks a little bit off, like in terms of like the way I drew the squares and the shape. So I might need to get like another person's review on it. Okay, let's get rid of this. Okay, yeah. I kind of like it. Still has parts that could be better, but you know, at this point I kind of just need to move on into actually like doing the next drawing phase, like doing some better line art or a better sketch. I think I'll probably move on to line art soon for it. I'm still not sold on the jacket, if I'm being honest. I thought I was, but looking at it again, it doesn't feel wavy enough for the fact that it's just falling. Maybe, oh, you know what? Maybe it's because I'm doing it too straight. What if it like flips over? So like rather than just that, it just like goes up and then it goes like. Yeah, I've got the jackets and the other sketches, so it's fine. I can go back to those. So let's erase the jacket first. This area. Because it needs to go like up, like this. And then it kind of like flips over like this. Yeah, that's probably what's doing it, because I was doing it too straight. I was thinking of it the wrong way. So it needs to flip up. It will be weighed down a bit because of this. But the flaps here would definitely flap up. And then everything else would kind of like work around it. So if it worked like this, we'd have it like kind of go down. Because you'd have this, you'd have a part here that kind of goes down with it. Let's erase all this. We'll figure that out in a sec. But now let's like actually just do the flap. Right? You know what? I'm gonna have to look at like flaps from Warhammer models, like that like classic like little triangle part that they have at the edges of capes all the time. That would definitely help. What models have it though? Amoeba, if you're there, can you think of any Space Marine like hero models that have that like classic triangle flap that flips over itself like this? Off the top of your head, or if anyone else there does Warhammer models, I could use that as a reference. So I know exactly what I'm thinking about. I just can't remember what models they are. Okay, so it goes like this, then it flips over, and then it's like okay. Not quite right, but we're getting there. You got any of the recent captains? I'm trying to remember. Let's look. Hmm. Captain. Just searching up Space Marine captains now. Maybe the Felboss armored one has it. Oh, Gravis Captain might have it, but the opposite direction. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm after, but not really. Close but no cigar. Oh, maybe the Eliminators. The Eliminators have cloaks, right? They might have some part that folds over itself. Does Eurofentress have the little triangle fold? No, it just kind of bunches up, right? Eliminators. No, it doesn't look like it. Okay. I'll figure it out. But I do know that it's gonna flip up like this. There's gonna be like a zipper that comes along. We'll make that a little bit thicker. You got like this part that kind of comes underneath as a result. I think when it comes up, it's gotta be like this. This curve doesn't feel right. Maybe it's gotta be like less than a curve, but like there and then just straight up. And it goes like this and down. Because that should also be enough. Like if I reverse it here, it should be like the same sort of volume, I think. Yeah, I think so. That's good enough. then it kind of goes like that, and then like that. This part doesn't look quite right, so we'll erase that for now. Okay, once it's like that, so it's gotta go down like this. And because this is no longer visible, you'll be able to see the backside of this, which might actually just be a good reason to like go out a bit, then come down. Maybe I was overthinking it with a flap there. Then we can have like a bit here. Then it would go like kind of like it looks still a little jank, but it still looks better than what I was trying to. It kind of closer to what I was trying to do. Yeah, we're gonna ignore that part for now. We're gonna just leave it like that. What makes it not work? Honestly, I might just have to wear my jacket and have hold up a side like that, so I can see why it's not like that. So I might have to take some reference images later. But we've got the idea at least, which is nice. We've made progress in the pose, in the overall look of it, and I'm pretty happy with how it's progressing. It's still not perfect, and it's probably not going to end up super perfect anyway, but that's fine. One of these was like, bringing the head up meant that it's no longer in line with this though. So I don't know how I feel about bringing the head up as much as we did. Let's look at the previous sketch, which I think is, no, not that one. So let's try, maybe if we bring the head back down. Man, this is really messy. I feel like you wouldn't see the neck as much because of the angle of it. So this one feels like her neck is too visible, and therefore it doesn't feel like it's looking from above, down looking up. Ah! So I like it like that, yeah. Yeah, no neck feels better. It also means that this kind of lines up again a little bit more. Like, I think the arm needs to be higher, so we can do that. Let's bring up the perspective lines again. So I feel like the angle of this arm could be better. Like, it could be Because it kind of like goes. Because like the hang on, I'll draw it here. Because like judging from this, it kind of goes up like this way, like this, but the arm is not quite right in that angle. So what I'll try to do is I'll grab the arm and tilt it up a bit more. Oh, I want the whole hand, please. Okay. Bring it out like that. And we'll bring out this arm. We'll change the angle of this a little bit too. Actually, can get a tiny bit longer, I think. So that it kind of lines up with this line a bit more. I also copy and pasted the yikes. Control C, Control undo, Control V, the previous version. I have so many previous versions of this that are all just like tiny iterations. I probably don't need this many, but you know, we've gone this far. A little bit more space. And a little bit of a longer arm. So the angle in Fury should be a little bit nicer now. So let's compare the two. I like the arm up a bit more. I don't know if I want the angle of the arm to change. Because you kind of see it's changed a bit more. So maybe if I kept the rotation up, but then changed this one back a bit more. So it kind of like overlaps a bit like this. So it's just a tad bit higher, but it's still the same angle. Do you think that works better? You reckon longer arm tilted up or back to how it's tilted down? I feel like I could even go higher, like in terms of the tilts. I feel like because like now it gets parallel to this line here, which is kind of what we want, I guess, maybe. Yeah, because from your perspective, viewpoint, I figure it wants to be parallel to the line. Yeah, we'll keep it like that. Okay. We made some changes. It's still not perfect per se. There's still a bunch I can do to make it better. But we're getting there. What if I moved everything to the left a little bit? So the focus is like around here. Because the left means that it's a little bit more even here for the golden ratio. This line kind of cuts a little bit more. This little area here has the most detail because it's got the like big circle. You're right, it becomes a little bit more centered to the face. Yeah. Let's remove the perspective and look at it compared to the buildings then. To the right, it's more centered to this, but because it's jumping off it, I think it works a little bit more to the left, like this. Yeah, we'll go a little bit to the left. Alright, we'll save that. I think this is a good enough also work in progress shot. Like, it's definitely still way a ways, but at the very least it's something. It's like a little bit more visibly the thing. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna... Did I save the other ones as screenshots, or did I take pictures of, or did I save it as like because I should save these as as actual like work in progress images, like JPEGs instead of, or PNGs instead of just thing. Let's see. Like, luckily everything's in layers, so I can just go back and select the right layers to fix it. Shouldn't the sleeve be building up more if she's falling? That's a good point, yeah. Okay, so maybe... Because, like, it's fluffy on either side, so maybe if it's, like, a little bit more like this. And then, like... how would I do that? Maybe that, maybe something like that. And then maybe here as well, we'll go. That looks a little bit better. I'm not sure how I'll do it. I'll figure that out next time, but that's a good point. I will make a note of it. New layer. Sleeve. Billowing up. It's not quite the work in progress shop I want yet. It's almost there. You know, we'll save it as a work in progress anyway. We'll do it now. And then I can save another one afterwards. Because otherwise I'm not going to take enough saved work in progress. Alright, whip. This is the third one. 0-3. We'll save it as a PNG. Alright, so we'll save that. The previous one before that was not this. I need to open up my Twitter to check him out. I'll basically just replicate whatever I uploaded on Twitter. Okay, so the previous one was... Okay, before that, let's actually save it as the proper Clip Studio save file. Cancel. Turn this one off. On. PNG. Clip Studio. Save it. I don't remember if I saved it before I saved the PNG, but we'll do that. Okay, so I'll be able to exit and just revert it back to this stage before I start messing around with stuff. So we'll do that. We want to keep those. We want to bring up the perspective lines, which are these one, that one, this one, this one. We change this, turn it all the way up and unsync to black. Then we turn this one on, and we save that as a work in progress. Oh, shoot. I just saved it as the thing. Okay, we're gonna save that as a PNG. We're gonna have to just undo. Chair. Save that. Yes. Okay, there we go. That's what we wanted to do. And then the first one was not even those. Keep the perspective lines. Remove the background sketch. Keep the main building sketches in, or lines in. And it was this one? No. This one. No. This one. Which goes... And we turn off the perspective. We turn this all the way up. Control Shift S is work in progress 01. Yes. And then we undo all that. Then we hide, 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 hide. Turn on the current sketch one. We want... I need to get better at naming my backgrounds and all that. We want this one, and we want this one. Save that. And this is the current one. I don't know if I like... I'm like second guessing myself on making her smaller because compared to the bigger ones now. Because like when I was looking at the previous ones. So let's have a look at the transition, shall we? And then we'll call it a night. It is like already past midnight. So I'm went a little bit longer than I wanted to, but that's fine. As long as we're getting work done. As distracted and scuffed as it is. So yeah, thanks for some suggestions. So Lord Swordfish, your sword just disappeared. So it went from like this rough sketch of an idea into a more refined sketch. Honestly, the rough sketch feels very much more dynamic because of all these extra lines. So I might have to add some like something similar when I do the wind. Because this one feels more refined, but it feels less motioned, if that makes sense. I think what changed was this part here, the back, isn't as angled. So maybe I can change that and make this angled again. The head was smaller, so that's a possibility. I'm not too sure if I want to change that as much. What else? Yeah, I think it's literally the angle of this as well, because you can. Because it's like diagonally across, while this one becomes almost more vertical. And then this one becomes even more vertical. I'm not sure. I'm not exactly 100% happy with that jump. I'm happy with like some of the details I've drawn, but I feel like because I'm focusing too much on the details, I'm losing some of the actual part. Well, I still have this initial sketch, so I can redo it if I need to, and sometime it might be worth it because each one gets less focused on the pose and more focused on the detail. So I need to go back and somehow get this feel again from this. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm glad I took that step back because now I kind of know what I'm doing wrong. In terms of like the posing and everything. I'm not sure exactly how I'm gonna fix it because it means like scrapping all of this would be kind of sucky. But it might be easier. I feel like it might be easier to kind of like go back a step and try to redo it rather than trying to fix what I got. Because I just put too much detail. I focused too much on the detail and lost the pose. That's fine. We'll figure it out. I'm still pretty happy with how it's progressing. Even if I have to redo it, it's still pretty fun and I'm excited to finish this piece. But we'll keep it saved anyway, because, you know, at some point I might just be like, screw it, good enough, and just finish it and then move on to the next piece. I will upload a whip of it anyway, and before we do that, let's go find someone to raid, because I need to go to bed. I got gym in the morning. Who be live? Who be live? Lunaris is live again. Let's go raid Tofu. We haven't said hi to Tofu in ages. They seem to be doing, I think, a Genshin character or something. Anyways, just raid channel. Thanks for hanging out tonight, guys. I will figure out when I'm gonna draw. Probably draw tomorrow in the afternoon sometime. So we'll see how it goes. But you guys have a good one, and I will catch you guys later. Fancy transition to the end screen. Let's go say hi to Tofu. Bye bye.
Oh, Rennie Suno, thank you so much for the raid. Excuse me. How was your stream? What did you do? Working on some fan art at the moment. Nice, nice. What fan art is it, if I may ask? Okay, that looks a lot better. Anby from Zenla's Zone, I think will be coming out sometime in the future. Oh yeah, I heard of that game. It's one of Hoyo's newer games. Trying some dynamic pose slash angles for it, and I'm struggling. Oh, I feel that. I should move here. I still need to figure out a nickname for my viewers, but I don't know what to call them. Maybe you could do some sort of poll and let them decide. Or like let them suggest. Lab press cheese chunks. Oh no, I wasn't referring to myself. I was just responding to a cutie. This is kind of too round. There should be more edge. Kind of for sure. Go ahead. If anyone has suggestions, feel free to contribute. Gonna be lurking. Is it midnight? It'd be midnight and I gotta get some sleep. Okay, for sure. Good night, Rennie. Thank you so much for the raid and for coming by. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. Hi, Bebu. Yeah, it is. I guess. Aw, Chetsky, thank you so much for the tip.